Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakha Qurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim. Wa'agwa, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit. Your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, just keeping up with the current situation. And Salakia, y'all, got a little bit of the onset of a cold. So I'm gonna be sounding funny, but it is what it is. But as expected, you niggas now are the target. Even though, clips and little pictures are coming out that it was most likely a so-called white man, an Edomite, who took Mr. Kirk's life. The agenda of making the minorities, specifically the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially Judah, right? You're the target. And that's the whole point for this operation, regardless of who took his life, right? Whether it was a informant, agent, or actual individual. We see that the elites are spinning the narrative to have everybody aim their fingers at your black ass. And once again, this is prophecy, y'all. These devils are about to come down on Jacob. And that's just the fact of the matter. That's what all this is boiling over to. You are public enemy number one. Although you've been mistreated, beaten, abused, although you have no power in this country, although we're the ones, who get assassinated left and right. You go down the laundry list: Malcolm, Martin, Fred Hampton. If I remember correctly, Medgar Evers was murked as well. We have no power. We get kicked on, beat on, yet we're the enemy. So right here you see it says multiple HBCUs, historically black college universities, shelter in place and go on lockdown amid potential threats. Now, whether or not they've actually been given threats, or if they're just, releasing these publications, that could be the situation. But we see here, let's take it for face value, right? Why would black colleges be getting threats? Because they want to aim that anger at you, right? Negroes in this country are automatically associated with being Democrat, whether you vote Democrat or not. So one way or another, they're under the suspicion or the expectation that you support that guy's death. In which, over here, right, we're neutral. We don't give a fuck. We know the truth, right? We know how all this is gonna wrap up. But you niggas don't. So many of you niggas have gotten on the internet, shouting whether you like what happened or not. You got the coons giving the defense, and you got the monkeys, celebrating. So, and us, the prophets, we're just watching from a neutral position, as we've always been, because we're covered by the hands of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So, let's see. It's just more, they're just giving statements, right? These different colleges saying that they're going on lockdown. Campus alerts: the Southern University of Baton Rouge landmass is on lockdown until further notice. Clark Arizona University, AUC. So they're locking down the HBCUs. Why? Because you niggas are the target. And the elites are festering and reminding the common Edomite citizens, they're nurturing up that hatred towards you. Got this right here, another one. State Department warns immigrants not to mock, praise, or rationalize the death of Charlie on social media. Could lead to reviewing their legal status or having visas blocked. Whoa, wait a minute. So you can't talk about him, but you can make fun of other folk. You could make fun of all kinds of people that have died in this country. I'm not even just going to say black people. But if you mention this boy, something could happen to your legal status. Once again, y'all, they're laying the framework to come for the Israelites. Because, what people most likely would celebrate him dying would be those people, because, he was a staunch racist, right? And spoke against Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we're seeing here, y'all. Hey, he's there's a guy, Esau. He don't mind picking. He doesn't mind killing one of his own if it gives him an advantage to kill some of us. All right. He has no problem with collateral damage, as it's called. I'll come back to that. Yeah. Okay. So let's get this. Well, this devil getting ready. All right. Basic scripture. Revelation, not Revelations. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So Esau, Edom, that old serpent, that dragon, he's about to be removed out of his kingdom. The elites, right, the Edomites in general, they're about to be dethroned. So before that happens, they're going to make one attempt to lash out and destroy the seed of Jacob. They'll be unsuccessful. Nevertheless, they're still going to attempt it. And now we see that this event is being used to nurture that hatred at you Israelites. And this isn't the first time. When you look in history, y'all, Esau commonly loves to have everyone aim their triggers at us, the Israelites, whether we did something or not. Who's a good example of that? Haman. Who's a good example of that, y'all? Haman. He was a Amalekite who rose up through the ranks in the Persian Medo Empire under Artaxerxes. And when he gets to power, right, Mordecai doesn't bow to him. So what does he declare? What is one of the first things that he, whispers up in the ear of Artaxerxes to do? I'm gonna start at verse 3. And then this is how Esau gets down, y'all. He frames us to be the bad guy, and we ain't had nothing to do with shit. Niggas on the porch drinking Kool-Aid, smoking a Swisher Sweet, which they shouldn't be doing all these things. Nevertheless, we don't hold any political power in this country nor in this world. We don't hold any sway. We just niggas trying to get through the day, straight up, straight down. Yet, because that ancient, that perpetual hatred, Esau's always gonna find a way to make your black monkey ass the enemy. All right, additions to Esther 13 and 3. So this is gonna be Artaxerxes speaking on one way. He was asking, how can I make the kingdom better, y'all? And here comes Haman. Oh, I got an idea. Esther's the additions to Esther 13 and 3. It says, "Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass," basically to make the kingdom back then perfect, at peace. It says, Amon, we know as Haman, that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so that the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. So we're seeing the same narrative today, y'all. Here, these people, their country is not able to succeed and progress because of black people and Latino people. We're such a problem. We're worse than all the wars that this country has involved itself in. We're worse than the debt it's put itself in. We're worse than these roads with potholes. We're worse than the tariffs and the taxes, all the bad things going on in this country that we have no control over. We're worse than all of it. These people, the Edomites, have a history of doing this, blaming us as the problem to attempt to get us exterminated. Verse 5, seeing then that we understand, and it tells you they blame us and our beliefs, our laws, right? The fact that we follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we're supposed to. verse 5, it says, "Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, deferring in the strange manner of their laws, and evil affected to our state, working all mischief that they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established." So these motherfuckers are saying we're the reason why they can't, have a successful empire. Then that's crazy. What y'all need to do is stop freaking off on these little kids. That's one thing you could do. But nope, just blame black people. Meanwhile, you enslaved us. Meanwhile, you brought us over here. Meanwhile, you took and butchered the natives to get the land, right? They showed you how to live. You lied to them, broke trees, killed them. Y'all did all that. We've just been the byproducts of suffering from all that. Crazy. I need verse 6. Yep. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who was ordained over the fairs, and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month, Adar, of this present year. Right? And this is where we get the holy day Purim from, lots. Because the lots were cast and we overcame. So they decreed, the answer was, hey, we want to fix the kingdom, we got to exterminate the Israelites. And we're seeing that spirit be revived today, y'all. All this nationalism, all this white pride, that's what all this is culminating into, to get rid of your black monkey ass, because you've been the problem all along. And ain't this crazy? And then, of course, on the backside of it, you got certain niggas that's, starting to get scared now, right? This is from Umar. Here it is, Mr. Black Africa himself. He's supposed to be the Negro of Negroes. And what he doing on that coon train? It says, while I do not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and consider him to be an anti-black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the black African race. Well, what? Just because you haven't directly murked nobody doesn't mean you can't oppress. So here it is, he playing, he tap dancing, right? So he don't catch no flack. Showing you y'all, yeah, y'all, none of these people in the world are real. The only ones who really truly believe and are true to their standing are the elect. All these niggas can be bought out. A lot of niggas is really scared for real. And that's one thing I like about this event. It's showing who's a coon or not, because the coons is a dancing away, is a dancing their asses off, boy. And it looks like Umar's a coon. When one of us die, they don't be ashamed. You understand? It says what? I'm ashamed to see members of my community celebrating the situation. I would never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy. If your enemies, meaning non-Israelite, actual heathen, when they go down, you're supposed to celebrate, because they celebrate when their enemies go down. When Osama bin Laden was, I remember where I was at. It was like 7th or 8th grade. Nigga, I could tell you the address where I was at. I remember it was late at night. Woke everybody up for that shit. Barack Obama gave that speech. Americans were celebrating when Osama died. Right? Hypocrites. It says, loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate and unaliving is completely unacceptable. We know all too well the greatest recipients of political assassinations in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortunes of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States of America, courtesy of the deep state. So, man, Umar sounded like come on, y'all niggas is suckers. So while you're busy saying that, how are they training their folk up?
Christian white parent who loves the Lord and loves your children, that you need to have the talk.
If you're a Christian white parent, that Eurocentric Edomite Christianity, What talk should you have with your children?
The talk that we're referencing is the talk that takes your children according to their maturity at the proper time, the appropriate time, and says there are certain parts of town that you cannot go, and there are certain people that you cannot be around.
Yep.
Right? If there's someone who is black in our church, and they've been in our church, and we know them, and they love the Lord Jesus Christ, great. We're not talking about that person,
Right.
but we're talking.
And he's saying what vocab really wants to say. This is vocab spiritual animal right here.
Talking about when you go into a crowd of people. If you go into a crowd of strangers and they're white strangers, there's some danger. If they're black strangers, there is 30 times more danger. Them's the facts. And it is actually a failure of your parental duty. White parents, please hear me. If you teach your children growing up, if you lied to them and say all people and all races of people in our country are the same, they are not. You are actually depriving your child of factual, truthful information that could save their life.
What did I say? Teach your children to hate because they are teaching theirs. A white.
Yeah, hey,
If you're
so
a Christian white,
you niggas are being painted as the enemy, front, left, and center, belittled, made fun of, targeted. They're not playing. They've been on this trip. Going on that trip in my favorite rocket ship. Hey, they've been on this. They've been festering this feeling for a long time now, y'all, and it's reaching a what? Watch the irony, a turning point. And if you know, you know.
My opinion?
Yeah. What's your feelings?
I have no opinion.
Okay. Just
Um,
so you've never.
they're just people like anyone else.
Okay.
We want to know what you think about black people.
Well, I like the majority of them unless they start messing with me. You know, like I get hassled quite a bit because of my disability. A lot of them come and mess with me and thinking I have some money on me. I get knocked down quite a few times out of that. Other than that, I think they're all right. As a matter of fact, I have a godson that is quarter Polish, quarter German, and half Negro, and I love him.
So you don't make a distinction in black and white.
No, not really. I believe everybody's a human being. We get cut, we're all bleed red. Everybody's human. We should all try to get along together. If we did that, the world would have a lot less problems.
What's my opinion of black people?
Yeah.
Just they're fine.
Okay.
Of black people?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm black myself. Can't you tell?
Well,
So, you know, this is the 90s, right? You know, niggas is listening to, you know, what was bumping in the early 90s. You see, the spirit wasn't quite there yet, y'all. Esau has been nurturing this hatred. Now, you go ask this question now. And we know the answers is, hey, we know what the answer is now. Right? We see it. So you see, y'all, this has been a process. Because the average person is just trying to survive these whole ass bills. But the elite need you average people to be completely against one another, and specifically against the Israelites. They needed a culture change, a shift of the minds. And we're just about there now. So now people will be okay with watching you niggas get slaughtered in public. Just like they were with the ancient Israelites, you know, in the time of Rome, y'all. Throw you to the lions, butcher you, right? Chase you down. We're seeing it all over again.
you can.
No.
He's got me flustered.
What do you mean? What do I think of black people?
Oh, what's your general opinion?
See, they're trying to be politically correct because they don't want to get in trouble. But now in 2025, they don't care anymore.
Just honestly, straightforward.
I don't have an opinion about black people based on the fact that they're black.
So basically, everybody's the same then. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you think black folks feel about you?
Just like they don't like white.
All of them?
Most of them don't.
So it really doesn't matter the color of the people. What matters are the feelings. That's what I think.
And you come in contact with a lot of blacks and whites?
Not really. I hardly. Just in school, when I was going to school, I used to, talk to a lot of them, But not anymore. I really don't have any friends that are black, But I don't think anything bad about them. The fact that.
How do you think they feel about you?
Oh, well, that's a different story. See, because when I was going to school, some of them used to look at me down as okay, he's nothing, he's not black. They used to, criticize us or maybe pick on us, if you want to call it that.
You'll find this very interesting because I like black people a lot. My friends basically think that I'm black at heart. I'm a graduate student here, but yeah. In fact, I have a rap. My name is Mop, but I want to be black. The pigmentation, the only thing I like. I want to relax, I just do some sets. I'm taking care not to make a mess. Then the chorus goes, that Mop, he think he black. Anyway, yeah, so it's good living.
Hey. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. But you see here, y'all, the culture change. Things had to shift, right? We had that, motherfuckers was holding hands and singing in Kumbaya and all that shit. That's not what it is no more.
In this hood, it's like someday I'll write the rest of that rap later on.
I got a difference between black people and
Woo!
are gangbangers. Black people are people who have respect for other people. That's
There you go. We got one.
my difference between blacks.
My opinion?
He said black people and that. A gang banger. Black people respect people. Right? So every 1 out of 10, you might get one of them. But now, it's just turned out a 9 out of 10. This is what the elite needed. So now when it's time to wipe Jacob out, ain't nobody gonna be sweating it. Hence, now you go to that Psalms 83. Right? Motherfuckers is gung-ho now. Fuck it. Get rid of them. Our country is, our sweet America is suffering because of these people, which isn't true, but that's the mindset that's being nurtured and promoted. Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thine enemies. You niggas got enemies. While you run around and playing. Boy, they getting ready for your black ass. And brown ass. Speaking Ebonics, AAVE, speaking Spanish. Whatever the fuck the native tribes be speaking, right? They coming for you, Jacob. What you doing? It says, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against my people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. This is the time that they're on. They done with you niggas. They sick of you niggas. I seen one picture, man. I wish I could find it, man. It was like, we need to go back to this. It was a picture. It was just a lynching. It was a rope, right? Yeah, hey. And this is what the Heavenly Father has set all these things in motion. The civil, war and the race riots have to happen. And so this is all a part of the paper trail, this Kirk situation. So right here, I just typed in blacks and CK. I'll just call him CK for now, right? It says why blacks don't feel sorry for CK, right? And this is from O'Shea Duke Jackson. I've done a couple videos off his clips. Even that title alone is stirring up the flames, right? Oh, y'all don't care? One of ours got killed, right? And what here it is, that the guy himself said he doesn't have, we need to get rid of empathy. Meaning, so he doesn't care when people die. How funny. And you had your girl, Amanda Seales, right? She was saying she didn't care. Esau's counting all them tickets, y'all. He's counting all them tickets.
American comeback tour. And Kirk was standing under a
predictable way.
That we need to.
So all of you, Jake, who rhetoric and violence, black people react to Kirk.
Trying to stoke a race war.
You know how many mass shooters there have been in America?
Charlie Kirk died doing what he loved, trying to stoke a race war.
You know how many
consequences, and this is why it might seem like so.
The same kind of thoughts and prayers that he and people like him sent to the parents of the kids in Sandy Hook and in Uvalde and in Parkland, and to the families of people in Buffalo and El Paso. Because when things like this happen, apparently thoughts and prayers are enough.
You will never catch me being one of the creators. It's like, oh, this is such sad news.
If you're gonna remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian, see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story.
Yes, they deserve to die.
Woo!
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics.
So, he insulted, so hey, all this back and forth, y'all, is to make Jacob the target. He said some straight up inflammatory things. But you niggas get back online and trying to clap back, you know, you making yourself a target too. So it's, hey, we see what all this is for, y'all.
Jokes aside, that was a hit. And who wanted that man gone? Like, that was legit a hit. Can't nobody convince me it wasn't. That was a hit. There's something deeper than what we all see and know, but that was a hit.
Man, they put that boy Kirk on a shirt, dog. Kirk on a shirt. And the crazy thing about it is they saying it's a boomer. It's got to be one of these Vietnam vets, bro, because ain't no way. That shot placement was fucking immaculate.
I don't really care about, you know, him passing away and all that because, you know, that man was definitely not for mainly us, but he was definitely, you know, one of those people who was in the cult of MAGA, so I really could care less about him.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. What do I do? I get dirty every single year.
Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
For his last words to be gang violence and to get popped in the karate like that by a fellow white, whoop-de-doo!
The man asked him, how you feel about mass pure-pures, right? Dude say something about, do that include gang violence, or what about gang violence or something like that?
Do you know how many mass shooters?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't want them to play it before we get in trouble. So, yeah, you Israelites are the target. It's all leading to Jacob's trouble. So that's about it, y'all. Just let y'all see some of the back and forth. Good times. Protect your neck, as we say in the hood, eh? Hey, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh, the honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.